Welcome everybody to chair yoga. We'll begin by just taking a few minutes to relax the body. So just sitting very comfortably in the chair so your hips and back are supported, extending your feet out in front of you to release any tension in the knees, folding the hands, and either closing the eyes or just dropping the gaze. And turning the attention inward, shutting out the busyness and chaos of the day. And taking 2 deep cleansing breaths. So take a nice big inhale through the nose and exhale it all out by blowing or sighing it out. And one more nice big inhale and exhale it all out. And then soften the muscles of the face. Relax the muscles of the neck and the shoulders. And then turn the attention to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. And then we'll begin a nice, even breathing, inhaling and exhaling to a count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And just continue with this nice, even breathing. If at any time it makes you lightheaded or dizzy, just go back to your own normal breathing pattern. And then we also set an intention for each practice to help remind us why we are here. So that may be a benefit you would like to receive, or just an uplifting or a positive thought or a phrase. So think of an intention that you'd like to have for your practice today. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. And we'll go ahead and begin our warm-up by turning our heads to look out over that right shoulder and back to center, and turning to look out over the left and back to center, dropping the chin to the chest, and then picking the chin up towards the ceiling and jetting that lower jaw out. And coming back to center and dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. And back to center and left ear to left shoulder. And back to center. Extending the hands out in front, open and close the fingers. And then some wrist circles. And reverse. And bringing the hands back down to the lap. We're going to start with the right arm. So just keeping a little bend in the elbow. Have your palm facing forward. Take your left palm and just place it on your right fingers and very gently apply some pressure, pushing the hand back. Now it's really important that you pay attention here to how that wrist feels. Just gentle pressure, no discomfort or pain. And then extend through the elbow, just keep the elbow soft, and you're going to point your fingers down. Take that left palm and now just apply a little pressure on the back of the hand, now stretching that top of the forearm. And again, very gentle pressure, just getting a nice stretch. Good, and then we'll try it on the other side. So keeping the left elbow bent, we'll do what's called extension. So just pressing the fingers back, getting a nice stretch in the wrist, very gentle here. And then as you extend the arm a little bit, point the fingers down, and then using your right fingers to just pull the left fingers back a little bit. Again, feeling a nice stretch on the top of the forearm. Good. And then release, shake it out. And then we're going to loosen up those fingers a little bit more by pretending we're piano players. So just moving those fingers back and forth. Good, and then coming back to center, go ahead and walk your feet back a little bit so you can sit up nice and tall. And then we'll do some shrugs, taking the shoulders up, pulling them down. And the next time you pick the shoulders up, then roll them to the back for some shoulder rolls. Good. And bringing the shoulders back to neutral. We'll just do a couple shoulder movements here. So we'll start with the right arm. You're going to reach that right arm up. Imagine you're picking an apple off the tree. Pick that apple, bring your arm down, and release it down to the floor. And then take that right arm, go across the body, again, like you're picking something. Now go out to the right side and drop it, or release it. And then come back. Now we'll start down towards the floor. Pick your item up, and now out to the front and release it. All right, let's try that again. So we'll start up, reach, and pick, and then drop it down towards the floor, and then across the body, reach as you pick it, and then extend to the side and drop, and then down towards the floor, pick it up to the front and drop. All right, last time, here we go. Up, pick, release, down, across the body, pick, release to the side. Good. And then down towards the floor, pick it up, release it out in front. Good. And then the left. So we start up, go down, good. Go across the body, pick it, release out to the side, and then down towards the floor, pick it up, release it out in front. Good. And again, up, down, across, out to the side. Good. And then down, pull it up, and extend out. Last time, here we go. Up and down, Good. Across, out to the side, and drop. Good. Down, pick it up, out to the front, and drop. Good. And then sitting up nice and tall, we're going to do a breaststroke. So have your palms facing each other. Extend the arms, sweep them out to the side, bend the elbows, bring them back to center. So just this breaststroke movement. Good. And moving the scapula, warming up those shoulders. Good, and once more. Good, bring the arms down, wiggle it out, a couple little shrugs. Good. And then we'll extend that right leg, point and flex the foot. And some circles. And reverse. Good. Bring that right foot down. Same thing on the left. Point and flex. And circles. And reverse. Good. And then picking that right foot just a little bit off the floor so you can bend and extend. Warming up the knee, and you'll feel that in that quad. Good. Now, the next time you extend the leg, hold it there and reach the right fingers towards your toes. Good. And then, again, just reach, and once more. Good. Feel that in that quad. Here we go on the left. Just pick your foot up a little bit so you can do this little kick, bend and extend from the knee. Good, and then the next time you kick that leg out, hold it there, reach with the left hand. Good, and then rest it out. Try it again. Kick it out, reach. Good, and last time. And reach. Good. And then extending your right foot out a little bit, maybe walking your hips forward just a tad. Take your left foot, cross it over the right foot, and then slide that left foot up and down the right shin. So even though you'll feel that in the quad, we're warming up that psoas, which crosses that hip joint. Good. And then uncross, try it on the other side. So right foot slides up and down that left shin. Good. And then releasing the right leg. Then sitting up nice and tall, bringing the right hand around the right side of the body. You can hold on to the chair if you need to. And sweep the left arm up, and then exhale. Just a nice easy bend to the right. Coming back to center, switch hands. Inhale, and to exhale, bend to the left. Good. Inhale back to center. Release the right arm. Take that left hand, place it on the right knee. We'll come into an easy twist. So inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, turn and look to the right. Good. Exhale back to center, releasing the twist. Switch hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine as you exhale, and turn to the left. Good, and then exhale back to center. Place the hands on the thighs, and we'll come into a spinal warm-up called cat-cow, which is a rounding and a swaying of the back. The cat part of the poses is that rounding. So if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, then eliminate the cat pose to stay in neutral. We'll start by coming into cow pose. So with an inhale, you'll lift the chin and the chest up towards the ceiling, arching the spine. And then with the exhale, either coming into cat, dropping the chin, rounding through the back, or staying in neutral. Remember, if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia. Inhale, lift the chest and chin. Exhale, neutral or cat. And again, inhale, cow. Exhale, neutral or cat. Good. And then coming back to neutral, we're going to do our first pose in the chair. So this is called gate pose. We're going to keep the left knee bent, but we're going to extend the right leg out to the side. So depending on your chair, you may want to shift your hips over to the right. So when you extend that right leg, you've got a little more room than if you sat right in the middle of the chair. So the left knee stays bent, your knee just stays facing forward. As I extend my right leg to the side, my knee and my foot are facing forward, and my knee is straight. And then my right hand is just going to rest on that right thigh. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Sweep that left arm up. And then as you exhale, bend to the right. Just let your right hand kind of slide down that right leg. Good. And then continue to breathe. So you've got a nice deep side bend here. Try to keep that left shoulder open. Good. And then with your next inhale, come back to center, release the left arm down, and then we'll try it on the other side. So bring that right foot in. You want to shift your hips over to the left. So when you extend that left leg, you have a little more room. Right knee stays bent. Left foot and knees are facing forward, left hand resting on the left thigh. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, and exhale, this time bending to the left. Good. So if you find that this right arm and shoulders start coming forward, then just back off of that stretch a little bit. You've probably gone too far. Good. And continue to breathe. And then with your next inhale, come back to center, release that right arm, step that left foot in, and then working your way up towards the edge of the chair, we will come up to standing. So shift your weight forward, press into those feet to come up to standing. All right. So coming around behind your chair, I'm going to just put it to the side for a second. We'll start by standing in Tadasana, or our mountain pose. Feet are shoulder width apart, and you'll find the four corners of the feet. Remember the inner and outer edges of the balls of the feet, back to the inner and outer edges of the heels. Tighten up the front of the thighs. Lift and tighten the abdominals. Focus on the spine, lengthening it up from the crown, or from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Good, and then pick those shoulders up, rolling down the back. Arms alongside the body, palms facing each other. And then gazing forward, taking a few breaths here. And then with your inhale, extend the arms out in front of you, palms facing each other. And we're going to come into a twist. So keep your knees soft. As you turn, you let your knees go with you. So take a nice big inhale. With your exhale, leave your left hand facing forward and then sweep that right arm out to the side as far back as you can as you turn and look to the right. And then inhale, bring that right arm back to center, and exhale, we'll turn to the left. Again, letting the knees turn with you. And then inhale back to center. Let's try that again on the right. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you sweep that left hand out and around behind you. Good. And then inhale back to center. Release those arms down. Wiggle it out a little bit. And then we're going to do a back exercise mainly to strengthen the low back. So we're going to widen our stance a little bit. You want to have your feet just a little bit wider than your hips. And we're going to be doing what's called a hip hinge. So we're going to be bending from the hip, or right where the leg meets the pelvis. So the important thing is we want to keep the chest lifted. So you can either bring your hands around, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me here, on the back of your thighs, or you can even fold your hands behind you here. Whatever will help you keep the shoulders down and the chest lifted. All right, and then taking a nice big inhale, you're going to begin to fold forward from the hip. So my back stays perfectly straight. And as you come forward, you're going to come maybe about 45 degrees. And then with the inhale, keeping that back straight, lift the torso. Now, if your hamstrings are tight as you come forward, just keep a little bend in the knee. All right, let's try it again. Nice big inhale. And then exhale, bending from the hip, just hinging forward. Keep your neck in line with the spine. And then inhale, lift the torso. And exhale it out. Good. And last time, inhale. Exhale, coming forward. Good. And then inhale, lift the back. Good. And then release the arms, shake it out. And then walking the feet in, coming, if you aren't behind the chair, go ahead and come behind your chair. And we're going to come into a high lunge. Remember, the lunge is different than warrior one. You're going to have a wider stance, and you're going to be on the ball of the back foot. So facing the back of the chair, shift the weight over to the left leg, bend your right knee, and as you pick that right foot up and bring it behind you, remember as far back as you can, you're going to bend the left knee and come onto the ball of the right foot. Now the hips will stay facing forward. If you need to keep a hand on the chair, then keep your hand on the chair, but you want to bring the torso upright, and then extend one or both of the arms if you can. So my right leg is just about straight. I do have a little bend in my knee. And I'm going to tighten my right buttock. That's going to give me some stability in that back leg. Good, and continue to breathe. And then with the exhale, as you bring your hands down to the chair, shift the weight into that left leg, step that right foot forward, and we'll try it on the other side. So shift the weight over to the right leg, then that left knee, step that left foot back as far as you can, and you're on the ball of the left foot. with a bend in the right knee. And the right knee will stay stacked over the ankle. And then inhale, bring either one arm up if you need to keep your hand on the chair. If not, both. Good. So your torso is upright. You're gazing forward. Take a few breaths. Good. And then exhale, shift the weight forward as you step that left foot forward. And then we'll come into downward facing dog. So again, holding on to the back of the chair. Start walking your feet back behind you. If you need to keep a bend in the knee, go ahead and do that as you extend through the arms. And then dropping the chest down towards the floor. If your hamstrings are a little more flexible, then you can begin to straighten the legs. Again, pay attention to those hamstrings. Make sure that you're not in pain or discomfort. You just feel a nice stretch. Good, and continue to breathe. Good, and then with the inhale, go ahead and lift the chest as you bend your knees and walk forward and lifting the torso. All right, so the next pose we're going to do is called half dancer pose. So I'm going to show you two variations. The first one we'll do with a knee on the chair. So if you have had a knee replacement possibly and it's hard to get that flexion in the knee, then try this version. So you're going to have the seat of the chair facing forward and you're going to stand perpendicular to the chair. So facing this way, it would be my right knee on the chair. And then as I put the weight in my left leg, I'm going to put my right knee on the chair. Now, as I do that, once I get my leg on the chair, then I do want to shift the weight into my left leg so that my right leg is just resting on the chair. And try to have it so that your knees are in line with one another. And then from here, I keep my right arm on the chair and just extend my left arm up. So that's the first option. If you, like I said, have had a knee replacement, you have some difficulty getting that knee flexion. Otherwise, you're going to come around the right side of the chair, shift the weight into that left leg, then you're going to bend the right knee, and then you're going to grab onto, I'll show you here, if you're wearing pants or longer shorts or something that you can grab onto, grab the material, or you can grab your shin, or maybe your top of the foot, the top of the foot. Now, as you do that, try not to bring that knee forward. So you want to have the knee in line, your right knee in line with your left knee. And then facing forward, either keep your left hand on the chair for support or extend that left arm up. Good, and then take a few breaths. Good, and then release the left arm down, release that right leg, walk it out, and we'll try it on the other side. So again, if you want to use the chair for this side, you're going to place the left leg on the chair. As you line up your knees, then shift the weight over to that right leg. You can keep your left hand on the chair and extend the right arm, or come around the left side of the chair. So now we'll put the weight into the right leg. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me a little better. And then bending that left knee, again, wherever you can hold on, just pull that knee back so that it's in line. The left knee is in line with the right knee. You're going to lift the torso and then keep that right hand on the chair if you need to, or extend it up. Find your gazing point. Come back to your even breathing. This is a great stretch for the quadricep and the psoas muscle. Good. And then go ahead and release that right arm, release that left leg, walk it out a little bit, shake your legs. All right, and then coming around behind the chair, I'm going to come to the side so you can see me. We're going to do another balance. So this is called a side leg raise. It's a little modification or similar to half moon pose. So we'll start by shifting the weight into the left leg. Bring your right hand to your hip and extend your left arm out to the side. So if you need to, you're going to keep your right hand on the chair. And then see if you can pick your right leg up to the side. Find your gazing points. Good. Keep those abs tight. Continue to breathe. Good. Relax it out. Kind of shake out that left leg a little bit. We'll try it one more time. So shift the weight to that left leg. Extend the left arm. That's kind of, this is your counterbalance here. And then see if you can pick up that right foot. Good. And then relax it out, walk it out. We'll try it on the other side. So probably best if you have the chair in front of you. This time you can keep the left hand on the chair because we're going to extend the right arm, shift the weight into the right leg. If you're okay and want to balance, and just put your left hand on the hip. And see if you can pick that left foot up. You have to keep your toes down once in a while. Good. Rest it out. Shake those legs out a little bit, and we'll try it again. All right, here we go. Shift that weight over. Right arm out, left leg up. Good, and then release, rest it out. Shake those legs out or walk it out. And then we'll go ahead and come back to sitting in the chair. So we're going to do a little core work here. This is our seated bird dog. So when you do a bird dog, like on your hands and knees, it's always opposite arm and leg. So we'll start by extending the right leg and then extending that left arm. Good. Come back to center and switch. Now you want to make sure you've lengthened up through the spine. Keep those abs tight. Good. And we'll just do a nice little alternation here. Inhale and exhale. Good. Right arm, left leg. And once more each side. Good. And then walking your hips up towards the edge of the chair, bringing the arms around behind you, holding on to the back of the seat of the chair. We're going to do a little back bend. So with an inhale, lift the chest and the chin up towards the ceiling as you exhale, bending from the mid-spine. And just come back to your even breathing. With the next inhale, go ahead and return the head to neutral and just release those arms. Rest it out for a second. And then we'll take the right leg. We're going to sweep it out to the right and take that left leg and take it over with the right so that your hips now are facing to the right, the side wall there. And then with an inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, you're going to continue to turn to the right or towards the back of the chair, turning and looking out over that right shoulder. Good. And then as you release the twist, take that left leg, sweep it back to the center with the right, and then we'll try it on the left side. So both legs sweep over to the left as you turn your hips. So you're facing now to the left. Take a nice big inhale, and then with your exhale, turning towards the back of the chair or to the left to look out over that left shoulder. Again, the back is straight and the twisting is coming from that mid-spine. Good, and then exhale as you release the twist, taking the legs and sweeping them back around to the front. And then continuing to walk the hips up towards the edge of the chair, extending the legs out in front of you, have the heels on the floor, toes are pointing up as we do a nice stretch for the hamstrings. So if you're feeling a nice stretch here, then stay where you are. If you would like to deepen this stretch, we're coming back to bending from the hips. Inhale, and as you exhale, bringing the chest forward just a couple of inches. Again, you should feel a deepening here in the back of the thighs. So be careful you're not rounding the low back or even the mid back, any part of the back. The back stays straight. Good. And then inhale, come on up. Bend the knees, walk the feet back, and walk the hips back to the midpoint of the chair. And then we'll come into eagle pose. So if you've been advised not to cross your legs on the thighs, then you can just cross on the ankles. So we'll bring the right foot either crossing the left or the right thigh over the left. If you are a little more flexible, possibly crossing the lower legs too. And then sitting up nice and tall, extending the arms out in front, palms facing up. We'll take the left arm, cross it over the right, just above the elbow, and then bringing the hands to the shoulders, like you're giving yourself a big hug, lifting the elbows, feel that stretch between the shoulder blades, or wrapping the lower arms, holding on to your opposite thumb, or putting the back of the hands together. And continue to breathe. Good. And then as you exhale, slowly unwrap those arms, And wrap the legs. And then we'll try it on the other side. So again, up to you, crossing on the ankles or crossing on the thighs. And if you can, wrapping the lower legs, extending the arms out. This time the right arm will cross over the left. Come back to giving yourself a big hug or crossing the lower arms, so wrapping them. Good, and again, continue to breathe. Good, and with your next exhale, unwrap those arms and slowly unwrap those legs. And walking the hips up to the edge of the chair and widening the feet, widening the knees, and turning your feet so that the toes are pointing out, pressing the forearms against the thighs, keeping the back straight. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, bringing the chest forward, pressing those forearms into the thighs so you feel a nice stretch. And continue to breathe. Good, and then with your next inhale, lift the torso. As you exhale it all out, walk those feet in. And then walk the hips back in the chair. And then the last one we'll do is a chest opener. So bringing the hands behind the head, just resting your hands there. Don't press against the back of the head and push the head forward. What you want to do is open those elbows out to the side and then see if you can look up a little bit. Really opening through the chest. Good, and then release those arms down, wiggle it out. And then if you aren't to the back of the chair, walking the hips back, relaxing the hips and the back. And again, extending the feet out in front of you, resting the hands in the lap. As we come into our final relaxation or Savasana, and just taking a few moments here. So turning the attention back to the breath. Again, notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. With your next inhale, let the abdomen rise first, then the chest, filling the lungs all the way up to the collarbones. And with the exhale, let the collarbones fall first, then the chest, then the abdomen. And just taking a few of these nice deep breaths. And then focusing on the physical body. Relax all the muscles from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head. Release any tension or tightness. And then focus on the mind. Release any thoughts, worries, or anxieties. Imagine yourself in a place that brings you peace. And allow yourself just a few moments to completely let go. Begin to deepen your breath. And then start moving your fingers and toes. And then the wrists and the ankles. Slowly bending one knee and then the other. And keeping the body relaxed and the eyes closed for another moment, focus on the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And then we'll take one more deep cleansing breath. So take a nice big inhale and exhale it all out. And then go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.